Welcome back. So this video is just a continuation of where we left off with our first macro. So we automated the task and then we said now we need a button that when we click this by mistake, let's say if we finger this button by mistake, you need a prompt box, right? That asks you, okay, are you sure you want to run this? Because we said the macros is once you run it by mistake, you can't undo that mistake, right? So we need like a button that when we fed finger this button, we get a prompt message to say, okay, are you sure you want to run this? So that's what we want to create now on this video. So you click on developer tab, and then there is this part here which is Visual Basic. On Visual Basic, you have to look for the module for this workbook. So you can see the name of this workbook is macro exercise file. So I must be here. Then I click there. Right, it says VPA project macro exercise file. This is the name of the document where I created my macro. So I click on it. I click on these modules, and then you see it says module one. I double click that part. So here are the steps that are recorded using the macro. So if you're good in VBA, we should have just like coded out the entire thing instead of recording it, right? So now what we're looking for, we want to code out, we want to develop a message box so that when we click the button by mistake, Excel asks us, okay, are you sure you want to run this? So let's say dim. So dim will be the function that we use to declare this, and then answer is we want the VB message box. So the message box, so just say VB MS message box results. So this is the part, this is what is going to hold our results, right? And the good part of it, this what we're typing now, or what the code that we're writing, you can use it on any of the macros. Only this part that we're coding now, right? And then say MSGbox, and then you do this. So here you can see the first argument is the prompt, right? So prompt is, are you sure you want to run this macro? Are you sure you want to run this macro? And then you put it not a semicolon, must be a comma. Put a comma. You can see it moves to the next argument, and then the next argument is we want to put a VB yes message, right? A VB, is it yes or no? So we want to prompt them. This is the prompt message. Are you sure you want to run this macro? And then they will have an option to say yes or no. So we're giving them that option to say yes or no. All right, and then comma, and then the title. So we need to give this macro a title, and then say, I can just say run this macro, right? And then we close that, answer message box, and then we say now if we need to bring in an if statement. Let me just, if answer equals to VB, let's say yes. If answer is equals to VB yes, so we say now if the user chooses yes, then we can run this code. But if their selection is no, then we can't run this, right? And then we can end this function down here. Say end if, right? So this end if is ending this function that we wrote there. So this line of code, these 3 lines of code, you can use it on any of the macros that you're creating going forward. It's just for the message box. It's for the box. So that when someone clicks the macro by mistake, they are prompted, they get like a prompt message, a prompt box. And then say, are you sure you want to run this macro? VB yes or no? We're giving them an option to say yes or no. All right, let me test this. So I can run it there right at the top there. You can see this is the box that we're looking for. It says, are you sure you want to run this macro? Then I say no. So you can see our code is running fine. So we can minimize that. And then we come back this side. Let's say I'm busy with stuff here and then I run this by mistake. You see, it says, are you sure you want to run this macro? So I ran it by mistake because there are no values there. So it was a mistake. So I say no. And then I come here. Now I can put the values. Let's say 500. And then I say add this macro. It says, are you sure you want to run this macro? And I say yes. right? Then it runs. Okay.